Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to install a cam position sensor on a 2004 Honda Civic EX. And I'm just going to start this video by telling you if you have an EX, this install is very difficult, so I wouldn't bother trying to do it unless you're pretty good with car stuff. On the other hand, if you have an LX or a DX, this install should be pretty easy. It's because the ABS modulator is totally in the way for the EX, and it makes it really hard to do this if you're not going to do like a timing belt at the same time. So the way we did this, there's very little room to work unless you basically do the entire timing belt too. So just a heads up for you. So the first thing you want to do is take the spark plug cover off. It's just 2 screws to take it off. And then what you want to do is go ahead and take the 4 bolts that hold the spark plug coil packs in place. Right. After you do that, then take the 5 bolts that hold the valve cover on. And then you also want to take off the 2 bolts that hold it's like the wiring, I'm going to call it the wiring rail on. So there's the 2nd bolt for the wiring rail. Actually, sorry, I think that's one of the valve cover bolts. But anyways, you want to take all those off. Take the 2 bolts off that hold the throttle body cables in place, and move this spring cover for the breather hose, move that back. Okay, after you take all those off, then you should be able to take the dipstick out, then you should be able to lift the valve cover up, and it might be pretty sealed on there because there's a rubber gasket, so you might have to pry at it a little bit. Then what you want to do is take off the the coil packs. So you want to unplug the plugs and then just pull them straight out, and that's why you need to loosen up or take off the screws for the wiring rail. Okay, and then get to the timing cover. Upper timing cover, it's 3 bolts, 1 on each side, and then 1 right under the plug where the cam position sensor is. And so like I said, this install is really hard on the EX because of the ABS modulator. So there's the last one. And then take off the 3 bolts for the motor mount. So this gave us a little bit more room, but if you took the actual mount, like the bracket off, there would be even more room. But to get to that, you have to do the entire timing belt, basically. So after you take the motor mount off, then you can wiggle the upper timing cover off. Okay, and then this is what the actual position sensor looks like. So it's right there. And then like the first picture, it's just 1 bolt at the bottom that holds it on. Okay, so of course unplug it, and then you can unscrew that, take it out. And then everything is in reverse order. So put the sensor back in, and then wiggle the timing cover back in. Easiest way is to pull the power steering tube up over the AC line, and then you can slide it in. Okay, make sure it's under the valve cover, like it's under the lip of the valve cover, and then put the 3 bolts back in, and then of course plug the plug back in. So that's this clip right here. Okay, and then put the motor mount back on, put the 3 screws back on, 3 bolts. And then go ahead and tighten the the valve cover, the 5 bolts. And you're supposed to go middle to out. So go ahead and do that. Okay, and then go ahead and put all the bracket bolts back on, the whole brackets on there, under the valve cover. Okay, so those are throttle body ones. Put your dipstick back in, and then make sure you plug in all your coil pack plugs back in, and then go ahead and put the four bolts that keep the coil packs in place. Okay, there you go. And then make sure you put the 2 bolts in that hold the wiring rail in place. Right, and then all you need to do is just put the spark plug cover back on and 2 screws, and that's it. So I hope this helped you.